I earned my degree online at Arizona State University. I chose to get my degree at ASU because I knew that I'd get a quality education, they were recognized for excellence, and that I would be prepared for the workforce upon graduating. To be associated with ASU, both as a student and alum, it makes me extremely proud, and having experienced the program, I know now that I'm set up for success. Learn more at asuonline.asu.edu.
At Arizona State University, we made online education better, smarter, and more personalized so you can go further in your aspiring field.
I decided to pursue medicine once I realized that ASU did have the online program for biological sciences. You're still required to learn the same curriculum. You're still being tested on the same content that anyone would be tested on in person. The comprehensiveness of the program prepared me so well for medical school.
Explore over 350 plus programs at asuonline.asu.edu. With so many options, why choose Arizona State University?
For me, the only online option was ASU because of the quality. Their faculty was really involved with their students and care about your personal journey. The dedication to my personal development from my professors, that's been extremely valuable to me.
Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Explore more than 350 plus undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
They say I'm crazy, the way you got me open, baby. Ooh. They say I'm bugging, the way I'm top sweating your loving. Ooh. They all sit and wonder why this feeling I cannot hide. It ain't a question of pride. Ooh, it's love. Oh, ooh, it's love. They say I'm tripping, the way you got my whole life flipping. Ooh. They say I'm losing it, just can't seem to keep my grip. Baby. Ooh. We all cry when we feel pain. When love is gone, we're not the same. It ain't a question of brains. Ooh. Take it away.
Love, 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 love.
Love,
love, love, love, love, love. Love, 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 love. Love, 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 love. Do you want it on your collard greens? Do you want it on your candy sweets? Do you want it on your pickle beets? Wah-ha-ha, wah-ha-ha, wah-ha. Do you want it on your rice and gravy? Do you want it on your biscuits, baby? Do you want it on your black-eyed peas? Wah-ha-ha, wah-ha-ha, wah-ha, wah-ha-ha, wah-ha-ha, wah-ha, wah-ha-ha, wah-ha-ha, wah-ha. It's love. Whoa ha ha, whoa ha ha,
whoa ha ha,
whoa ha ha,
whoa ha ha,
whoa ha ha, whoa ha ha,
whoa ha ha.
Yes, we could be her band, Fatback Taffy.
Really?
Yeah.
Fatback Taffy.
Yeah, that's the name of her band.
There is no more Jaded XD. The name of this show from here on out is Fatback Taffy.
At Arizona State University, we made online education better, smarter, and more personalized so you can go further in your aspiring field.
I decided to pursue medicine once I realized that ASU did have the online program for biological sciences. You're still required to learn the same curriculum. You're still being tested on the same content that anyone would be tested on in person. The comprehensiveness of the program prepared me so well for medical school.
Explore over 350 plus programs at asuonline.asu.edu. With so many options, Why choose Arizona State University?
For me, the only online option was ASU because of the quality. Their faculty was really involved with their students and care about your personal journey. The dedication to my personal development from my professors, that's been extremely valuable to me.
Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Explore more than 350 plus undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs at asuonline.asu.edu. At Arizona State University, we've made online education better, smarter, and more personalized so you can go further in your aspiring field.
I decided to pursue medicine once I realized that ASU did have the online program for biological sciences. You're still required to learn the same curriculum. You're still being tested on the same content that anyone would be tested on in person. The comprehensiveness of the program prepared me so well for medical school.
Explore over 350 plus programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
Woo, shit. That tickled me.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Blackest Show About Nothing. It's Jaden XD.
Do.
Oh my.
Fatback Taffy, so stupid.
Yeah. She has a whole song and everything called Fatback Taffy. It's wonderful. We're back again with a brand new episode. We are entering our 10th year.
Oh my God.
Of podcasting here. We'll
That's crazy.
revisit this later.
Yeah,
In
absolutely.
true Earth sign fashion, we don't have anything planned to celebrate.
No, not at the moment.
Not at the moment, but at some point we will.
Yes.
But anywho, how was your week?
Oh, my week. We'll get into my week and stuff because we're gonna have some good Earth sign talk is what we're gonna have today. But before we get started, we are on day 186 as we're recording this of a genocide. Currently there are 322 aid trucks that have been led into Gaza. Howsoever, they are being blocked to enter the north, which is where the majority of everybody is in Rafah. Or excuse me, it's the south. They're not giving access to the south. They're blocking it all. So they just want to starve people out. If they're not attacking and bombing people, they are trying to starve them out. And there are countless babies and children who do not have food, who do not have formula, the mothers don't have the food to provide, breast milk, because you need nutrients in order to provide breast milk. And it's just ridiculous. Obviously, aid is becoming even more scarce after the attack last week. So it's just a really, really, really awful situation. They're raiding people's funerals. They're abducting people from people's funerals, assaulting people. There was an airstrike in Lebanon. And Sudan is also facing an awful, awful crisis right now. With sexual assault and war and also famine. And it's just, across the world, things are awful. Last week, I told you about the Purple Smurfs.
Yes.
And some of you all remembered the Purple Smurfs. Apparently, they had their own episode and stuff. I do not remember the Smurfs in detail at this point in my life. It has been like 35 years since I've watched the Smurfs. But afterwards I was like, we got some reminders, and I was like, girl, because remember we were like, what the hell did the Belgian do? We know they weren't innocent. Of course they weren't fucking innocent. As I'm sitting here literally looking at a copy in my room of King Leopold's Ghost, I completely forgot that was tied to the Belgian and exactly what's happening right now in Congo. Because we talked about Congo and we talked about how cobalt is mined out of Congo, and that's done by children and women, and they're also facing extreme conditions and unjust conditions, and this all dates back all the way to the Belgian. So, Yeah, I completely forgot about that as we were looking that up, but thank you all for the reminder. And make sure if you want to understand, and I feel like I've told you all this before, but if you want to understand the ins and outs of what's going on in Congo, read King Leopold's Ghost because it dates back so long and they are still facing issues with it to this day. So but outside of that, my week was productive finally. We'll talk about that a little bit. And I have other things to share with you, but tell me about your week first.
Okay. My weekend was all right. Or my week rather was all right. It was WrestleMania week or weekend.
How did that go?
The final boss has arrived at WrestleMania.
John Cena, seeing a ghost of his past.
It was really good, actually. I feel like you would have enjoyed it. It was set up for people who don't necessarily watch wrestling to enjoy it. Dusty's son won.
Congratulations.
He finished his story. That's the thing. He finally got the title that was robbed from his daddy back at the Garden years ago.
Now was that the man with the lisp?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Look at me retaining.
Yes. I talk about all my ideas about WrestleMania this week on Home Wrestling League. I'll put the link there. I was a guest on their podcast this week. I guested a lot. I did a lot of work.
You were very busy.
I was working on Affirmative Black shit. I guested on there this week. I talked about Quiet on the Set, which was rough.
XD left. He left home to go spread it wide somewhere else. I asked him about Quiet on the Set, and this nigga said, "I do not. It is too dark."
It is dark. I could talk about it on other people's show. I don't think we should talk about it here.
No, that's okay. That's fair. We'll make sure you all go check out the episode of Affirmative Black shit.
Yeah. Every now and then, I like to be reminded that there are regular people that live in California. So, Chris and I took a trip to South LA. And we went to Golden Corral.
Okay, hold on.
I know how you feel about.
I have questions. Hold on. First and foremost, how far of a drive was that?
30 minutes, 25 minutes, 30 minutes.
I can't judge because you and I have also taken 30-minute trips to go to Red Lobster and Olive Garden, both of which are below mid. But yet and still, we find things that we enjoy. And, there's no shame in it.
Because it was inspired by, we're watching YouTube. There's this YouTube channel called Weird History, and they have a sub-channel called Weird Food History. And so they talked about the history of buffets and smorgasbords and things of that nature. So it was like a history lesson, right? So, we go down there and I wonder if she's going to listen to this or she'll randomly find me. But we low-key got kidnapped or taken hostage by our Uber driver.
Wait, hold Expound.
So we had a black lady Uber driver. And because every time I do Black Lady Courtroom, I have to do the one thing that was funny from that show.
No, we're in public.
Oh, sorry. Okay, it's canceled now.
No, I don't care.
Next partner, sign us up.
Hello, y'all have been missing out on the good.
I know. But she was very colorful in her presentation. Like her name was actually an adjective, and she had a tagline. And I was like, "Oh, okay, that's crazy." Okay. So like she missed a turn, but she was like, "Oh, it's okay. I'm gonna take y'all to where like the original McDonald's was." And I'm like, "But that's like a mile.
That's not where the destination.
Like that's not where we go." So we drive like a whole mile down the road past where we were supposed to go. Yeah. And not only did we not drive by, we pulled in to the old McDonald's and stopped so we can see and look upon the building.
Did y'all get some fries?
No, because that's not we were going. We were going to Golden Corral.
I mean, no, actually, no McDonald's fries. No McDonald's.
Yeah, we have not eaten McDonald's since actually.
No. Not that I frequented it really, but also like every once in a while, you got me some fries. But now,
yeah, no,
fuck out of here.
I haven't. So I was just like, what the fuck is going on? She dead try to get my number too, and I try not to engage with my Uber drivers because I don't know them.
You're missing out on really wonderful worldly conversations.
I wasn't interested in having a worldly conversation, but she forced us to have worldly
y'all
conversation.
Y'all got fired up to get taken on a tour.
Oh, absolutely. Because then she asked me, because she was like, I guess she gathered, she picked up, that, we was niggas who like niggas. And so she goes, randomly, she was like, so y'all been around, like y'all been out and stuff? I was like, we don't really get out much, blah, blah. She was like, I'll have to take you to all the black spots. And of course, it always talks about gentrification, blah, blah, blah. And then she goes, have y'all been to Hamburger Mary's? And I was like, which is like a historically gay like thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes.
And we were just like, oh, okay. So she was like, oh, it's not glamorous. She was like, I like glamorous things. We were like, oh, we could tell. Like, because like she's the type
where
I
Shirley.
know her. Yeah, we know like her house was like glam. Like that's the aesthetic. Glam, right? Like a lot of rhinestones instead of
and like fuzzy pink things with
Mama had like at least 40 different pairs of sunglasses on the dash. Like,
she's got signs in her house.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, all over the place.
So then she tries to talk to us about like Legendary. She was like, there's this one show I was watching, with this man who looked beautiful, he could be a girl, I don't know. And I was just like, oh yeah. But I was trying to disengage and be like, I don't know what you're talking about, but she kept going all over the world. And she was like, I know you know what I'm talking about. I was like, fuck. And so I thought she was being phobic and saying Laomi. And I was like, you mean Laomi? She's like, no, I know who that is. And I was like, oh, okay. So you're on the right side of things.
Not you testing.
Hey, listen. If I'm gonna be taken hostage, I hope
clearly she was trying to relate.
And that's the problem. Don't try to relate to me.
As large as the percentage in my community is of non-heterosexuals.
Mm-hmm.
I say that because there's an array of niggas in here.
Yeah.
I don't like go in public and then know what I know, if you know what I mean, and then try to relate and be like, yeah, girl. Like I just don't like stop.
Don't do that. That's good. Don't do that.
No, that's crazy.
That's too familiar. What is this to say? That's too much me and you.
Yeah.
Like that's too much. Like I don't don't automatically call me.
What kind of fleet do you use? Like, girl, get the
yeah, like nah. Too much tequila. You know what I mean?
We've been friends 15 years. I still don't know what kind of fleet this nigga like. And I only know about the vanilla poots because of the episode years ago. So that's it.
Right. So like, nah, no. But what threw me for a loop was when she really was like trying to take us hostage and we went into this McDonald's and I was like, and Chris was just in his phone like, oh God, stop talking to her. I was like, I don't want to be rude.
I know.
But I also was just trying
how old
to
was
like
she?
She was auntie age.
Okay. Well,
what
auntie age? Because at this point,
I know. She was not that much older than I am.
Okay. Oh no, bitch, no! Take me to my destination.
Like not much older. Like if she's
like 63 plus or something like that.
No. She is at most 50. Like she's between 45 and 50. Like
Big sister, take me to my fucking destination. Okay, but no, we gotta have to go back to the origin of things. So you all went to Golden Corral. You went to a buffet in the age of
in Downey, California. Yes, I did.
In the age of COVID and stuff, you went to a buffet.
I did.
Now, did you? Now, okay, I do. Y'all just are dead set on making everybody's life miserable. Oh, fuck you, Eric Adams. And also, did you see what Trump said? This nigga said, "Are you all gonna vote for Joe? He's on the side of the Palestinians." Excuse me, like, where are we living? What are we living in? What are we living? This nigga will nuke everybody with the press of a button if he had it his way. Oh my God, what are we living in? Who do we have to choose between? Anyway, I'm sorry. So
no, it's bad.
It's bad.
Bad.
It's bad. So Golden Corral. You know, many moons ago when I was engaged to another nigga. Remember I told you about that. When I would go visit, and then like they would have family reunions and stuff, there was always a Golden Corral day. Yeah. Always.
It's the best way to feed the family and kids. There's an array of different dishes and proteins and even things for the children, the kiddies to eat.
And my grandmother was a big buffet attendant because A, she raised 8 kids, and B, she can't cook for shit.
I would have take all them niggas down to the buffet every fucking day. That's too many children.
Listen, I don't even know if they were as prominent when she was raising 8 kids, but with 8 kids comes 26 for grandchildren. So when we would visit her, my grandmother would take us. That's how, when I was telling you about the super salad, and then she would take us to the fucking Golden Corral as well. And she's like, "I want you all to eat a lot of rolls." And then she's like, "Go." And then that's what I was. So the only thing I remember from Golden Corral, like actually enjoying, was rolls and the carving station. I am a sucker for a carving station, I tell you.
$17 buffet. Is it justified? Let's go find out. My first time ever at Golden Corral. There are the prices. Here's an overview of the entire restaurant.
So the main reason, outside of the YouTube video, I was like, I had nostalgia, right? So I was like, I missed the carving station. Yeah. Like, that was like my thing.
That's the thing of the 90s.
Yeah, that's how I miss, like, I know it's real and they're carving it to order. And they also make steak to order too. And it's not bad either. Oh, yeah.
Okay. And they put it, and they have a jus on the side if you want a jus.
Yes.
Now, let me ask you this. Okay, I'm going to ask you this first, and then we'll go into your experience even more. Have you heard of the Bronx Golden Corral?
Yes, I follow them on social media.
Wonderful.
Because they are entertaining inwards, I must say.
We're going to give Patreon a taste of the Bronx Golden Corral, but I would like Abe to give the main show a taste of the Bronx Golden Corral. Abe, I will... Hold on, we're gonna.
Yeah, they are a bunch of niggas in skinny jeans and lashes.
Yeah, doing nigga things with phones
to promote. Yes, nigga things with phones to promote the Golden Corral in the Bronx.
The only Golden Corral in New York.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Right here.
What's up, guys? Come with us to the only Golden Corral in the Bronx. Look at my bookie waiting for the lift. Look at him. Ooh. Thank you.
This is... Yeah, go enjoy yourselves on the Bronx Golden Corral's Instagram page. Okay, so what did you eat?
I had a little bit of everything. I started with the salad. People are like, why would you go to a buffet to start with a salad? I'm like, well, here's the thing. you have to train your stomach to,
It's
eat
true.
a lot of food. And what
You
you
always
do is
start
you
with
get a
the salad first. Yeah.
Yes. And also, it makes me feel a little less guilty about A, being there, and, and B,
Oh, because I'm just throwing all health out the window for the rest of this conversation because
oh, absolutely. There was nothing.
a risk. It was a risk.
Yeah. Yeah. It was
Okay,
an
wait.
at-risk time.
Now, because you were at a buffet,
Hmm.
what kind of dressing did you put on your salad?
Can you guess which one? Because it's something I would never get in real life.
French.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm good, nigga. I'm good.
Chris was like, "What is that ketchup on your salad?"
No, you're at a buffet. You have to get French dressing at the buffet.
I would never eat that in real life. When I was a kid, going to even Red Lobster when it was like special, I would get oil and vinegar, and people were like, "Who are you?"
Or Italian if they
Or Italian.
Yeah. So.
But no, I was like, I have to get French dressing. That's the only thing that makes sense in this establishment.
That's how you were raised, right? Yeah, that's how.
Yeah,
because I'm not keeping
get...
that shit in my house. Noah has no fucking clue what French dressing is. Okay, at her age, I absolutely did. Every gathering, quote unquote, had
we
ranch.
also had microplastics and shit.
We did,
and all that stuff.
We did because we were all eating Nutri-Grain bars, but. It's why.
Yeah,
and Pop-Tarts.
yeah.
I know Pop-Tarts got microplastics. I know they do.
Absolutely.
And toaster strudel. And then you got the little shit that come. No, I know. Like millennials, we made a steal, but
never die. Ain't that right, Big Red?
Big stomps. Stomps on the ground.
But yes,
okay, yes,
I had French dressing.
Okay,
and of course I had bacon bits on
it.
Again, some shit I would never get in real life. But because
so it's not a real salad, it's just like a not guilty, I'm eating something green.
Yeah. When in Rome.
Yeah.
That's how I operated. We also came at the time, I did not know they did brunch. And they have like a whole omelet station and things.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah, and they crack the actual eggs. I thought it was gonna be like like Sodexo liquid egg shit, but no, they crack the eggs in the pan, and I was like, oh, that's fabulous.
If niggas have a carving station and they make steak on demand, you've got to have eggs. You've got to have real eggs.
Yeah. Well, again, it's Golden Corral. You never know.
Okay.
But yes, I moved on, and I had a copious amount of yeasty rolls.
Yes.
Yes. Way more than I should have.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I had fresh carved ham.
Yeah. Oh, I hope you made sandwiches.
You know I did.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
With the roll with butter and with a little mustard on it. It was
delicious.
With
a little mustard on it.
Yeah, it was a little mustard. The steak was delicious. I also of course I had to get the pot roast.
Oh yeah.
I had to get the pot roast, which is so tender and delicious. Yeah.
I'm sorry, this is tickling me.
Oh yeah. Mind you, my counterpart for the day, of course he got what you would consider what children eat.
Macaroni and cheese, mashed potatoes.
Fried chicken and pizza.
I forgot they have a pizza station. What do they have for dessert again? What's the dessert situation?
Oh, I'm gonna get there.
Okay.
Because I made a dessert platter for myself.
Do they have soups?
Did they? They might have, and and that's something that would be. I don't know if I would trust soup. Oh, who cares? It's fucking.
I'm like, not the standards kicking in all of a sudden.
Well, because it's easy to have like a skin develop on top of the soup, right? So they do have soup. They have chicken noodle.
Okay.
Or chicken, whatever chicken based. And I don't trust everybody's.
No.
But dessert. I had to get the swirl because it's not a trip to a buffet without an ice cream, vanilla and chocolate swirl little Sunday situation.
Yeah, always an ice cream machine.
I got some sugar cookies. I had a piece of cake. I even had this fabulous bread pudding that they had, which you can tell was just yes, which is really just cinnamon rolls that they had and rebaked it with cream and stuff to make it like wet. But but it was delicious. It went well with my swirl ice cream.
Yeah.
But yes, and of course, and on top of that, I had more rolls.
Did you put some in your bag and take any home?
No, because I did not travel with a bag.
Oh, okay.
I should have, and maybe next time I will. And don't get me wrong, I paid for it in more ways than one, so I'll probably go back, next year.
Okay.
But like I was like, this is fun for now.
Was it crowded? Was it clean? Oof.
It was clean, yes.
Okay.
Mind you, we went to Golden Corral about 2 years ago when we went to Disneyland, and it was awful. But the one in Anaheim. But we went to this other one where in Downey, which was a lot better.
Mm-hmm.
It was after church. So we got in right before the after church crowd came.
Oh, very good, very good.
Yeah, because I was up getting my third plate of yeasty rolls, and there is a whole congregation just waiting to be sat in the special room where they have,
for the large families.
Parties and gatherings.
Yep.
Yes.
Wow, I have not been to a Golden Corral I just realized the Bronx Golden Corral caters.
Well, you should go and, pick up. You could get food to go too. They weigh it like by the pound.
I noticed I saw you can get fried chicken.
Yeah.
You can get bourbon chicken. You can get pot roast. Okay, you spoke on the pot roast. Meatloaf.
Delicious.
Sirloin steak, which is what you were talking about. Pulled pork, fried fish, baked fish.
Oh, I had the fish. The fried fish was delicious.
Okay, because I love a piece of fried fish now. Give me a good piece of catfish.
It was piping. And what did I have it with? A yeasty roll.
Okay, well, I'm so glad that you enjoyed your trip to Golden Corral. Like, I wasn't expecting you to tell me that that's where you went.
Me either, but here we are.
So, speaking of Golden Corral, I have questions, and I feel like you can explain them. You touched on this, but didn't really go into it. And then I've heard bits and pieces of things, but maybe you can break it down for me. So, City Girls are beefing?
The City Girls are not talented.
Obviously, you're not either, baby, because you ain't here. You got something to say?
Catch your face.
Hate to be you.
In your place.
Hate to be you.
We're talented.
Hate to be you.
You ain't got no house.
So from what I gathered, because I'm not on the Twitters, and again, folks, people keep tweeting me. I'm like, I have my account open, but I'm not on Twitter. Like, I'm not. I have no idea what's going on.
Don't you feel free?
Chris Rogers. Oh, listen, free like the wind. Okay.
Fly like a bird, take to the sky.
From what it was explained to me, Jatavia, the one that was in prison, not the one that's about to go to prison. Because what?
How do you
pink cocaine?
Pink cocaine. That's not cocaine.
No, that is.
Who was the first nigga to say we're gonna take the horse tranquilizer?
Like what? Like I don't get it. Anywho. Apparently, Jatavia has been fighting with people on the internet all week. And apparently her and Young Miami have fallen out. They even called each other and then they fell out again.
Oh God.
But she also was arguing with Gloria Hallelujah.
That is the piece that I heard. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, Glow.
And I will say Glorilla is my favorite.
Oh.
She told Jatavia, because when they were fighting and beefing, Jatavia decided, also known as JT, decided to post all her mugshots, Jatavia's own mugshots, and Glow said, "Bitch, this is for stealing, not for fighting."
Let me tell you something. And I didn't realize the slap and rep bitches was
that was about her,
about Jatavia, because Gloria Hallelujah Woods slapped or smacked Jatavia with a purse.
I want to know what bag it was.
I do. And you remember, do you remember the story I told you years ago about when I fell asleep on the train on the way to work and a white lady climbed over me to sit at the window seat? Because it was like it was an old D train or an old A train or something. So, the 3 and the 2 right there. So, so she climbed, I fell asleep. She climbed over me to sit in the seat instead of like looking for another seat or even tapping me so that, I could wake up and move my legs. The bitch climbed over me like a jungle gym. So I my Virgo went into full effect, and I plotted my revenge. So instead of, what the fuck are you doing or any of that, immediately I waited until I was getting off. I was getting off at Columbus Circle. So this was Brooklyn to Columbus Circle. And when I got off, right before, I switched my bag to the arm that I needed it to be on. And when I got up, I swung it intentionally so hard and smacked the fire out of that lady's face with my bag. Just full face of bag. And so that is what I envisioned when I found out that Glorilla smacked Gloria, because I want to put some respect on our government.
Yeah. Respect on her name.
So that is what I envisioned when I found out that Gloria smacked Jatavia with a purse. But I would like to know the details of what this actually looked like. And also, why did she smack her with the purse?
Yeah. Like, I want to know the full detail, the whole situation. What event was it? Was it like a fashion show? Was it like the BET Awards? That kind of thing.
Let's see.
Like smacking rap bitches and Glow. Yeah, Glow. I feel, it made me go because I saw like the screenshots on Instagram, because that's the great thing about social media, that nothing ever stays in one platform. Mm-mm. Like, it'll eventually make it to Instagram or whatever I'm at. So
yeah.
Give it some time.
Yeah, I'm okay. Now let's see.
Like, JT was like arguing with Santana. Like, she unblocked him to insert herself into something that had nothing to do with her.
Wait, she had him blocked?
I don't know what for, but Santana was like, "You unblocked me, bitch, to get into something that ain't got nothing to do with you. We was talking about Diddy, bitch. Like, this is nothing to do with you." And here she come making herself to be a victim. And
is Santana and Carisha friends anymore?
Yeah, they still are. Yes.
Okay. Fascinating. Well, I have more things to share with you, but we've not paid bills in a half an hour, so.
Oh, that's very true. So with that being said, sign up for all the shit we got. Let's take a break. Hit it, Claude.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
About or two. I don't know. Like, it's just like, I feel like you left me hanging out there a little bit. Like
when you said that, I think I replied with like something super mad, normal, regular, like.
You laughed and called me a stupid bitch.
I did.
And we're black.
Yeah, we're black.
Talking about stuff and things.
Stuff and things.
So
You're on Fatback Taffy.
You're on Fatback Taffy. FKA Jada XD. Woo! I am so pleased by that. I can't wait to do the cover art.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I had to watch a show. I was forced to watch a show that you refused to watch. And so therefore I said, I'm going to force you to listen to some of the details about it. The documentary style program by the recent the comedian who recently came out as homosexual.
I've been just trying to maintain being truthful on camera.
This is not truth. This is narrative that will be edited, but will all be choices. That's not truth.
I'm trying to
So Dustin made me watch some of this programming. Crystal and myself.
I'm surprised he watches it. I watched it.
Only to make fun. But in the short amount of time that I watched it, I watched Tyler, the Creator, front.
Oh yeah, that's what I was talking to you about. Where he was like, "I love you, but tacos are right here."
He was,
or he went to go fart in the balcony. Yeah.
He's like, "Ha ha ha, you stupid bitch!" And then Tyler, the Creator, video came up on my Instagram earlier. Let me see here, and one doesn't have, maybe one has a little bit to do with the other, but not. Okay, here we go. Okay, it's coming. Okay, Abe, you ready? All right.
Me and Flex looking in the index for buff net niggas just for some hot butt sex.
What made you go with that verse?
Fuck Master Flex.
I remember that.
But anyway, Tyler, the Creator, told the young man that we're talking about, no, like, I see you as a brother. I'm not interested. I don't know if that is what it is. I don't know what turned this man went completely full young white gay. He was sucking their toes.
Oh.
He was finding them on Grindr and letting them come kick it, and then brought one of the random ones to the award show.
This was on the show?
It was all on the show. But then there was a white one who refused to be on camera. So he wore like a Daft Punk stocking cap and sunglass situation because he refused to have his face shown on camera. Listen, I love people. I love people being themselves, and I hate a hateful world. But I think I hate him as much as I don't like new Christians.
I don't disagree with that sentiment. This is what I keep talking about with Johnny Come Latelys when it comes to that, because, and not because I'm being rude and gatekeeping gay shit, because I don't give a shit. It's dick sucking. Who cares?
I was like, you're not sucking their dick.
No. But what I hate about the Johnny Come Latelys is the fact that they insist on dragging us on their hashtag journey. You know what I mean? Of self-discovery. Every person in Hollywood has done this. Fucking Caitlyn, when she drug us on this journey for us to realize that she is a terror in heels. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, one of these other footballer black men who was like, I'm gay now. He did this like series.
Oh, the one who had the young white
and it made it seem that, you know, oh, this is my world because the black men in my community didn't like me or whatever the fuck, right?
And yes, but can we process that with the lady in different ways and not, you know?
And this is why I talked about on Substack with Terrell last week, because I was like, this is what inspired the whole thing, right? Because I was like, black gays in Hollywood, they just run to the whites. Why is that? And he made some interesting points about, you know, because I called people who are like, and you've heard this before, like, you know, on Drag Race, where like the girls will be like, oh, you know, I date this because this is who's in my community and blah, blah, blah. I was like, that's lazy booking, as Jim Cornette says. Like, that's lazy booking. If you like who you like, you search for it. You know what I mean? High or low, whatever, you know, anywho.
Yeah, that's true.
But Dr. Weiner talked about this idea of like, you know, of the reasons why, you know, and a lot of times like you need to figure that shit out psychosocially before you end up in a situation where you are, like, from what I understand in this future episode of that show, he talks about race play and
hell no,
that jazz. Oh, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta work some of this shit out.
And you know, from what I watched in that little bit of time, I would not be. I'm not surprised by that taking place. I'll be honest with you.
Right. And you know, people are like, why aren't you watching it? I don't need to go on that journey with him. You know, I'm not interested. It also doesn't do anything for us as black people.
Yeah.
You know, I think oftentimes with gay programming, you know, it's for white straight people to digest. It's very rare where things are for us
or like old black people.
Yes, yes, but primarily to educate, you know, young white audiences, and this is what we go through. And there's also, I talked about this on with Dr. Weiner about how like sometimes people believe that gay equals white, because there's a lot of things that have nothing to do with us as black people that white gays subscribe to. Like I remember when marriage equality was a thing, and it was like, oh yes, gays, we could get married, but it was also okay, but black trans women are dying.
Exactly.
You know,
hence black trans lives matter.
Yeah, we have a disproportionate amount of black youth who are homeless, black gay youth who are houseless, who have, you know, a community viral load that is spiraling because of lack of access to medical resources and education. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just like, there's a lot of shit that just don't necessarily apply to us. But it's
like feminism.
Yes. Yes. How white feminism is what's at the forefront of everything, and it doesn't serve anybody, to be honest with you. When we all need intersectionality to, you know, to help us all, right?
I think you made a good point, though. You just don't have to go on everybody's journey with them.
Yeah, like, we don't need to.
And likewise, you don't have to bring everybody along on your journey, whatever that journey may be.
That's why I enjoy, you know, who is, people say is corny, but who I have grown to love and appreciate, Wayne Brady. Wayne Brady came out and said, I am pansexual, but I'm dealing with that with me and my group and family. And went on to host Let's Make a Motherfucking Deal every day at 11 o'clock. I stand.
Love it.
Ain't heard a word from him since.
You want to know what's so crazy? I didn't even know that.
Yeah. You see? And that's the point.
Exactly.
I get that other people's journeys and whatever the fuck is can be therapeutic for some, but I feel like you're doing yourself a disservice by bastardizing it by putting it on television. And
especially when you do it in this way. This nigga is...
Yeah, and what are you doing? Like, first of all, if you're gonna meet niggas on Grindr, right? White men on Grindr, right? First of all, you exposing the business, because why on earth are you like letting niggas know what's happening? And two,
first of all, niggas are not meeting niggas on Grindr, okay? Niggas are meeting white men on Grindr or weed plugs.
Yeah. I have never met, like, I've met a lot of people, and people I still consider friends to this day via app. Hell, full disclosure, I met Jay Williams on Jacked. That's how we became friends. And not because it was a sexual thing. Oh. He had said something funny to me. Okay. And I was like, oh, okay, we friends. And we hung out and we realized that it was a thing. And that's how we have this show. But like, but you know, you don't meet people. I don't necessarily know if you can meet like-minded individuals on that particular app. Like you said, it's either you meeting somebody of a different race or a weed plug. Or whatever drug you choose, right? Because everybody has, and Dr. Terrell talks about this and the thing too. He was like how certain apps have it where you can filter by race, and that's because people are so racist on these apps that is used as protection and not as exclusivity. Like people think it is. Like, oh, well, why don't the blacks like? No, it's because y'all are first like, oh, I don't like dark-skinned boys, or you're cute for a black boy, or whatever the fuck you want to fetishize us as.
Yeah, no.
Like, listen, I knew the shit wasn't for me in the preview when he was looking on them white men's toes.
Oh my God.
People are like, well, you have to see past at the preview. No, the fuck I don't.
No. I did, and I'm telling you.
No, if you have to present shit to me that I'm gonna watch, and why would I want to watch that?
I want him to go work his stuff out with the lady. You know, it was like an episode. It was like watching Big. You know, like in Big, the boy is 13 years old and he becomes big. He's Tom Hanks.
Yeah,
and then he goes and is living a life, but he's also a 13-year-old boy, so he's gonna be eating like trash, and he's gonna put arcade games in his fucking apartment and all kinds of shit, right?
Payday.
Hey, whoa, where's mine?
$187? Yeah. They really screw you, don't they?
This nigga is newly out and beautiful. That's the beautiful part of it. But as you are processing this newly, and also your family trauma and how that ties into this, that, and the third, go work it out with the lady. Get it off the TV. Because we do not need to see you processing with this white man's toes in your mouth. And race play, get the fuck out of here with that. That is a kink I will shame.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. 100%. That's why I hate when like a new black is out and then all these black orgs want to latch onto them because they think that, oh, this is going to be our saving grace to give us whatever the fuck is support. No. And then all of a sudden they turn around and do anti whatever they're try to purport or whatever. Like orgs got to stop doing that. Like you got to let people live how they want to live, and then they'll come back. You know, hopefully they get in front of some people, you know. Like I am so thankful for when I moved to New York, and I had Randy, who he's not on social anymore for real, but like he was one of the first people that reached out to me when I first moved to the East Coast and was like, you need to be in community with Black people.
Very good.
You need to, and mind you, I'm a suburban kid from California who had this idea of what gay was, and it was like, yes, like highlighters and gay shit or whatever. But like he was like, no, you get in front of some Black people and learn. It was Randy and Cortez who helped me.
Oh yes, because Cortez is delightfully, refreshingly Black. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And I was, thank God I met them when I was very young and 18 and got my things together. And I hate for somebody with that much money to think that they can't find, well, because the other Blacks who have that much money ain't into other Blacks either. So never mind. Never mind. Never. I just if you struggling, get in front of some people. Get in front of some Black people. Like, there of course there gonna be some like haters or whatever, but that's in every fucking race, right? I don't know why people think that this race group is nicer to me and more accepting of me, because that's bullshit, because homophobia shows up in different ways than what you think, right? Like same thing with with women, and like, that thing I hate, I'm not like those other women.
Oh God.
Like anti-feminist women who are just like, I don't have female friends. That's some anti-woman shit I can't fuck with either.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So like if you you can find people that are secure with yourself, and there's some people that will take you under their wing. You just have to, it takes some time, and I just, I can go on a rant, but I actively refuse to watch it. And I have to tell you off camera, because me and a friend had a intense conversation about this, and yeah, they were like, "Ooh, thank God." But but like, it's just not for me. I'm trying to consume shit that has, like, if it's not serving Black folks in a positive manner,
because this is not even serving him in a positive manner. From my perspective, it's not even serving. I'm like, you're not like, you're a grown fucking man. Like, you're big fucking grown. You know what I'm saying?
Big time, league, with a lot of money.
It just doesn't feel, I don't want to say responsibly, because that seems strong, but also like, there's more you can be doing to have a healthier journey. And it seemed like you just doing stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like you said, like this being like almost like emotionally stunted in this space of like you're doing all this new shit that you would have did as a kid.
Yeah.
And you're like 38.
I would feel the same way about a cis hetero woman who, maybe, was formerly extremely religious or something and decided to go worldly. Like, acting out is acting out, and at any giant age, it's weird. Like, go do better.
Yeah, it's weird. It's yeah, and it's not doing anything for him. And and I know how media works and how people look for representation on television, even though they shouldn't. Mm-hmm. But they look for it and like, this is like me, and maybe this is how I need to be, and this is my journey too, and like I as much as I talk about, my issues that I've had, working with Patrick Ian Polk, but like he did something really great with Noah's Ark, right? There was a thing where he created a show for Black people that did Black things that were into other Black people, which is important. you know, like to see. And they don't have that anymore. You know, outside of web series that are subpar, you know.
Because they don't have proper funding and so forth.
Exactly, or proper promotion or anything like that. But like there's stuff out there.
Yeah.
I just wish there was, you know, more for on television, that because when shit gets on linear television, that's when people think it's legit, and that's not true. There's great things out there on whatever mediums. Hell, we're amazing and we're on the fucking internet.
Hello.
Okay.
It could be better with more money.
Hello. Exactly. But you know, having this idea of having, because I can't even think of even like a Latin based gay show that is loving other Latino people. Like, you know what I mean? Like I can't think of any, you know what I mean?
True.
Like, or even Asians, like they automatically resort to or default to a white object of their affection.
Yeah.
Or engaging in white-tivities.
Yeah.
Or whatever the fuck, right? Like, I wish there was a representation of that way, because that matters. Because just because we gay or like or same gender loving or whatever you want to call it, don't mean that this shit ain't segregated.
Preach.
You know what I mean?
Preach.
People think about there was always this conversation about that TV show Girls with Little Critter and with the daughter from Get Out, or the girl from Get Out.
Oh yeah, she wasn't that, wasn't she? I never watched it.
Yeah, her lion ass daddy. But people are like, well, there's no representation of black people. I'm like, okay, so
yeah, some stuff I don't.
New York City is very segregated.
First of all, any black girls who hang out with that group of girls, what in the moose? God damn. Any black girls who hang out with a group of white girls like that got bad leave out. So, you know what I'm saying?
Listen, itchy, hard wig, soft life.
The wig is askew. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, we don't need to be in everything. I don't need to be a part of everything.
No, like, and I hate when blacks get on, like, I hated Friends because it was a white show. You could hate it because it wasn't that funny, you know, or whatever the fuck. But like, New York is very segregated.
If I walk past the musty bar, I'm not getting ready to go inside because I'm like, you know what they need? A black patron.
Yeah,
no, nigga, I don't need
exactly that. I don't need to be. There's spaces that are cultivated for us in this world. You know what I mean? I don't need to take up space all the fucking time.
Listen,
you know?
In conclusion for this particular segment, before we move into the next one, crackers are for cheese. All right, now we'll hit it, Claude.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
A 6-pound chicken, a pork loin roast, 3 great tasting salmon steaks, a tender leg of lamb, 8 beef and chicken kebabs, and everybody's favorite, baby back ribs. It's all done with Showtime. It can do a 10-pound turkey, 2 3¼ pound chickens.
And we're black. Speaking of cheese and crackers, it is spring cleaning season. And that often means for me getting rid of a bunch of shit and buying new stuff.
Deep in my bog late.
Yes.
Literally right before we recorded this, and I was praying that I was like, please come before we record, because you know I donate to the church to pick up clothes and stuff, because they make sure the women who need it get it, and the children and all of that. I'll send, you know, feminine products and all of that. So I had them do a pickup today, and I was ready to get that shit out of my house, and they came 27 minutes before we recorded. Hallelujah.
Yes. Amen.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I have a bag in the corner of my kitchen, living room, because open concept. Woo woo woo. Hate that shit.
The way you hate an open concept is so crazy to me.
Because it's so weird.
It's not weird.
Sure. Maybe when I finally get to own a home when I'm 68, I'll finally get a home that has.
Well, we sit up here talking about how resilient and strong millennials are. We are also
exactly
destitute.
Destitute. Oh.
Set up for failure. They're like, home. Y'all don't need any of those.
No. That reminds me of this. I know we were talking about remember when white bands were white and we had garage and white people were whiting and shit. The music was great. And then somebody was like, well, the white people don't have homes anymore to play out of garages anymore. So that's why they DJing. They can DJ in their room.
See, we don't need any more.
We don't need another hero.
We don't need no more.
Don't nobody bring me more bad news, okay? God. If I hear that one, I don't need no what's in James, and because I've been in an Uber all the time, that stupid Jack Harlow song, oh my gosh, I would rather have a tarantula lay eggs in my fucking ear if I have to hear that song again.
What? Sing it again.
I don't need no whips and chains.
I don't know
hold
that.
me down. Oh, you haven't heard it?
Mm-mm.
I'm sure. Oh gosh, this is why we need Noah. We need our resident young person to debunk things.
I know. I'm like, do you know this Whips and Chains by a Jack Harlow? Noah listens to K-pop though. That's what she be. She's like, it's like Beyonce, Destiny's Child, K-pop, or Willow Smith. I don't know.
Oh, that's fine. She's also 11. That's on brand for her.
And she says, "Tell," she sings like that. So, but that's Noah's into. She's into that stuff. Oh, and Fifth Dimension. She loves Fifth Dimension.
I told you she's born at age 42.
Yeah.
She is a Caribbean auntie. Did she listen to Celine often?
No.
Wait. Did you hear they have a Trini father and son on Sesame Street? They're
no.
They're Trinidadian descended folks, puppets, Muppets, Jim Henson, that kind of thing. But they're from Trinidad on the Sesame Street.
Look.
And why on earth is Sesame Street on HBO? Oh, well, we'll take that back. Max Partner.
Oh, have I ever showed you? We may need to do this for the ABC show. Have I ever showed you Leroy, the Trini puppet?
No. That makes me nervous.
Okay, good. Can't wait. Leroy is a little Trini puppet who is a child.
So you start drinking alcohol. I hear mommy say that is where the bacchanal starts.
Where you now come from?
Daddy started coming home late.
I show you what I drink my body back.
Always fighting.
Fed up are you fed up.
And cusses out, grown people in the street and stuff. He's very bad. And we're gonna watch it for the ABC show.
Okay.
Yeah, we're watching Leroy. Oh, I love that. Let me tell you what Sesame Street has always done. The right thing. Okay, they have always highlighted diversity. Okay, the real DE&I. They're like the pioneers of this shit, and made sure across the board, even when it wasn't popular to do so, that everybody was highlighted. And Luther Vandross was on the very first episode of Sesame Street.
Twas. The other day they had one of the Black Muppets on there who lives with her auntie. She was getting her hair washed in the kitchen sink.
Oh,
they did a wash day. And
did they ever say why she lives with her aunt?
I don't know. I don't know. I haven't watched. I don't engage in that programming too often because I am.
There's always.
I don't have any children.
There's usually a general There's usually a very specific reason why you live with the aunt. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm sure they do live in Harlem. So I mean, it could be, Sesame Street is 2/5. Let's not get it twisted, friends. It's still reality.
Oh God.
But anywho, yes, this season we're talking about kitchen gadgets and things that we have in our homes.
Yeah, we
That you may
figure we're talking
have,
about some home shit.
yeah, that you may have, that you may need, that you may not even have thought about. I'm gonna start with my number
And
one
what you don't
thing
need.
and what you don't need. Yes, my number one thing that I say everyone should have, if you're a cook or not, is you need to have super cubes.
Oh yeah, you did put me onto those super cubes.
Yeah. So what super cubes are, you don't have to get the same brand. Super cubes are these big silicone ice trays.
Yes.
And you can pour in leftover soup.
Yes.
Because who's making a small pot of soup? You're always going to make some sort of big pot of stew, soup, whatever, whatever comes in a big pot, greens even. So what you do is you pour it in these cubes that are like a cup size, and then you can freeze them. I mean, you can leave them in the thing, or you can take the frozen contents out and put them in a Ziploc bag. That's what I did because I had made homemade stock.
No, it's a little stock.
So yes, I make my homemade stock. I make
Very
stock
good.
now.
Very
I'm culinary.
Very
good. Because Sola on New York Times Cooking taught me. And
Listen,
so
anytime you have a rotisserie chicken,
yeah,
you got in some veggies that are good and ready to go bad, make a stock.
That's literally what happened. I had a whole bunch of shit I had half an onion and garlic, and it was just throw it in the pot.
Yep.
Let it simmer for like 2 hours. The bones broke down. It was fabulous. Fabulous.
Very good.
Yeah, but I froze it. And so now I have 1 cup blocks of broth in Ziploc bags in my freezer.
Now I follow this survival page, and if something happens in the wilderness or whatever, or we don't have access to super cubes, the ghetto way that you can do that is you can use solo cups. Let's say you put the soup or the stock or whatever in solo cups, freeze them, and then you pop the solo cup. You pop it out the solo cup, and it's just the amount that you need of the soup. And you put them all in.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep. That
makes sense. I have not purchased a solo cup in a very long time.
I purchase solo cups every time I have people over to the house.
Well, yeah, I don't have people in my house like that. So, but
I'll do the birthdays or the holidays or whatever. I also keep. I'm gonna be honest with you all. I can't tell you the last. Like, I bought myself some wine glasses because my family breaks all my wine glasses. Noah especially, because she loves to when she sees a wine glass, she wants to drink her water or her seltzer or whatever out of it.
That was me.
That's kid. We love doing that.
I had a set of martini glasses when I was her age.
I'm not surprised by that at all. I'm surprised you didn't have an entire bar cart, but
I did.
She breaks my wine glass, so I bought myself a set of four really cute wine glasses. I said, that's all I'm gonna keep. I'm gonna keep 4. I can't tell you the last time we bought like glasses like to drink out of, because anytime we buy anything that comes in a mason jar or comes in a glass jar, we use that. So I got a rack of different sized mason jars, and that's what we drink out of. There's a kitchen hack for you.
I was going to, because when we first moved in here, we were being fancy. And so I got these really fancy, like, tumbler glasses, like these highballer type, like, glasses and things. And it's like, all you could get is just a big swig of water. And that's it. So, like, when you see me on camera, I'm drinking, like, out of these plastic cut tumblers I got from Target. However, what I have found that I'm going to switch to mason jars because I went down to this black restaurant here called Fixins.
Mm-hmm.
Have I discussed Fixins with you?
I don't think so, but the name of this establishment is, I'm intrigued.
I need to hold on. I need to have Chris Rogers send you something.
Okay.
Send Jade a pic from Fixins, the art that they have in there. So Fixins is a black-owned restaurant here in California.
No, it's black owned? I didn't know.
Yeah. He looks like a less fine version of the nigga that used to own Morgan's. Because remember, that nigga was fine.
Okay.
This is a not as fine.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You know, still like I have a wife with an H kind of thing.
Okay.
But anywho, they have they originated in Sacramento, Arkansas, California.
Mm-hmm.
And they have one here at LA Live.
Okay.
Or where Crypto Staples Center, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Right?
I don't like what that's called.
Right. The food, meh.
Okay. Yeah, I figured.
They had the one thing that's delicious is the oxtail, and I was like, this is fabulous. They also have jugs, like the mason jars with like the handles. They're huge, and they fill it with, you know, like Kool-Aid, because I don't understand why all Negro establishments feel the need to make Kool-Aid.
Nostalgia.
Yeah, but that's what's killing us. And
I personally am. I you know, I like a sweet tea option. You know, I prefer a sweet tea option.
Here's my thing, and this is about California restaurants in general: fountain drinks, Kool-Aid, or whatever. You shouldn't do that unless your water's filtered, because California water is like it's like rocks ground together, and then like or cement, and they found water in it. Like, you know what I mean? So anywho,
I don't like the tap water in LA.
They have this art in there. Hold on, let me see if I can find it online. Fixins artwork.
Is this soul food?
Yeah.
Okay.
God, I wish they had it online. Fixins LA Live artwork. Like, I want you to see, like, they have Negro art in there.
Like,
I want you to
like
see
the
it
black
so
man
bad.
on his knees holding up the world with the noose around his neck.
No, like they have like a picture of like Harriet Tubman, and she's like saying like, I don't know, shortening bread. I don't know. Like, it's so. Gosh, how do I find this? Oh my gosh.
I'm waiting to see if Chris Rogers texts me.
Yeah, I just texted him to send it to you because he took pictures of it the other day, and I was like, oh.
Wait, so how many times have you all gone to this mid soul food restaurant?
About 5-6 times.
Okay.
Because I mean, you know how sometimes soul food restaurants are. It's hit or miss. You know, like
that's the
sometimes, you know, there's been a lot more hits, but they didn't go far. Like, if that makes sense. It's not like that place you took me to with that Caribbean man whose food was fabulous from top to bottom.
Stellas.
I will praise him until Jesus returns. Like, that was a great restaurant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, that is.
I could use some Stellas.
I can still taste it right now. Oh, Lord.
I was like, what's today? Damn, they're closed.
Damn. See, that's the thing. But like, they also, so Fixins, they have. Why did I tell you? I'll remember why, my point of telling you. But they have these big ass cups that are mason. I was like, I need to start drinking out of these because they're huge. And I was like, oh, let me order some. So I ordered some yesterday. So I'm replacing the fancy little highball shit that I got.
Yeah, with some mason jars.
Was the mason jars, yeah.
If I get the mini ones, like relish come in it or whatever, wine glass. I love we try to reuse as much as possible. Speaking of which, I also use reusable Ziploc bags. So you can buy those online, but I use reusable, washable Ziploc bags. Try to cut down on waste and such.
I just discovered, and I need to buy mesh bags, mesh reusable bags for vegetables.
Yes, yep.
I just learned, and I've never went to culinary school, so I just get my knowledge from you or from heifers I trust on Instagram. I mean, y'all know the vibes. I'm real regular around here. But I realized that different vegetables emit different gases, which allows them to ripen or go bad quicker than they should.
Yes.
So to take them out the little plastic bags you got out that you get them in, and you get them in these mesh bags, because I've been trying to get fresh broccoli and not frozen broccoli, even though frozen vegetables aren't bad.
No.
Sent it.
No. Oh, he sent it. Yep. Hold on. What the fuck? Wait a minute. Okay, hold on. You all, I just need to describe this to you. Is Harriet Tubman with a Basquiat crown, and it says, "Kinfolk, soul food is survival food," and then it's got Roman numeral, tally marks 10, offense, and it says fixins.
Yeah. Oh, they have more. I found this is what's on the door.
Why is Harriet Tubman wearing a Basquiat crown?
And they have more, they have
oh my god, it's a chicken.
Nigger versions of
a chicken with a Basquiat crown. Hey, what y'all cooking in there? Fixins.
I wish they had more pictures online so I could see the artwork. I have to go look at my photo album and see.
Jean-Michel did not hang out with Madonna and other white women for y'all to be using this crown.
No.
Where you serve meatloaf. Look at the Basquiat crown on the chicken and Harriet Tubman. Oh my god. Oh god, we must be stopped sometimes. We must be.
Gosh, there's got to be. I know I took more pictures.
Oh my god.
Gosh, let me look.
Oh god. Okay. Ooh. Okay, speaking of foods emitting gas and making other ones go bad while you're looking, just a tip if you don't already know, don't keep your potatoes next to your onions and your garlic.
Really?
Yeah, because it will cause them to sprout faster.
That makes so much sense because I have them all in this basket thing.
And I know a lot of people will tend to do that because they're root and dried, not dried, but they're not, you don't have to refrigerate them. But honestly, you don't want to keep your potatoes and your onions and your garlic in the same place because they will definitely make your potatoes sprout. So that's one thing you do not want to do. I'm trying to think what else for the kitchen. No.
I happen to swear by the air fryer. I know you're anti-air fryer.
I'm not I'm not anti-air fryer. I have the Cuisinart all-in-one air fryer, convection oven, toast, grilled. You know, it does all the things or whatever. I love that thing because we haven't had a microwave in like 10 years. So we've always heated our food up on top of the stove or in the oven. So I love that thing. It's fantastic for like not having to heat up the whole entire kitchen. And I'm able to make things crispy again with a little avocado spray. And like, no, I love it. I do not cook food in the air fryer. I'm not judging against it. I don't cook food in the air fryer unless it's like frozen French fries.
Oh, I definitely cooked chicken breast in the air fryer yesterday. I have mastered on how to make it juicy and tender, and restaurant quality.
I'm not mad at a hack now. Oh, I'm lying. Yeah. But it wasn't really air fryer. It was just more for space. I did roast some Brussels sprouts and carrots in the thing the other day because I didn't want to turn on the whole big oven. So I have done that. And that was nice. I just haven't cooked like meat.
Yeah, I tend to cook my wings in there.
I can see that.
Because I like fried hard shit.
Yeah.
But I also don't like frying things in the house because you know how that goes. It's grease. My house smells like grease. Like I don't want any of that. But I have learned to put even though now in my oven I have a convection oven, which is nice. But it's just easier to just put it in the air fryer. It also is easier for if your nigga doesn't know how to cook for real.
That's fair.
You could just put that in there, set it and forget it. Okay.
Now that little Cuisinart thing is powerful. I'll say that because I have over roasted some carrots in there. Like it is very powerful, and I do love it as a tool in the kitchen. Oh
my god,
hate microwaves. So anything to replace that.
Where's the stuff on this, Jack? God, don't microwave it, Jack. Do you have another one of these tubes? No. Not to mention, it's all over your awesome shirt.
That'll come out.
Works for me because
ugh.
What?
I embarrassed myself the other day. Yesterday.
What'd you do?
I ruined a laundromat dryer.
Wait. Okay, what?
Okay, so I have a washer dryer in my house, but I needed to wash my comforters, right? And and if I put it in there, it'll take forever to dry.
Yeah.
I have to take it out and whatever the fuck. So I was like, there's a laundromat across the street from my house. So I'm like, okay, well, and it'll take only an hour. So let me just go over there, whatever the fuck, right? Wash, it was fine. Drying, I ended up I was like, well, I should wash the laundry bag that comes with it, right? So I have my main comforter on the top dryer and my little cooling comforter on the bottom, and I put that with the laundry bag. Man, I called myself putting on high heat so it doesn't have to like be in here long. 25 minutes, right? I didn't even let it go the full 30 or 35, whatever long. 25 minutes. I pull out so it scorched my comforter.
What?
Yes. And I'm trying to take the bag out. I'm like, what is wrong with the thing?
What kind of pashmina soft comforter you got?
It's one of them cooling things from IKEA. But it scorched the thing. But then I realized, why isn't my bag coming out? It's because the little knob thingy and the rope melted onto the side of the dryer.
Oh my God.
And I scurried out of there like and now I could never return there again.
Wait, is this in your building or is this like outside?
No, it's across the street.
It's
it's outside of my building, but it's a laundromat. But it's a very small one.
You're a hellion.
So Listen, no one told them to have they shit on hell.
No, that's also true because the thing is, I'm glad you said it. Wash your fucking laundry bags, right? If you take your laundry out, in
Yeah.
general, wash your laundry bags. Like if
And or spray the baskets that you got on. Wipe
no,
them
do
down.
that when I would go out for laundry anywhere that was outside of my home because I have an illegal washing machine and dryer in my house. Best
Not mad at it.
Best thing I ever did. Drains in the toilet, hook it up to the sink. I got a hose, nigga. It's a hose setup and it's on a dolly. So if I need to wheel that bitch out the way if they have to come in here, I can do that too. Anyway, before when we have to go out, our essential laundry kit always included, your bleach, your detergent, vinegar, but always a can of Lysol because you have to spray those baskets down because people be putting their raw ass laundry in there. They dirty shit. They clean shit. Ugh. Oh, and some Clorox
you just
wipes.
mixing and like juices mixing and all that good stuff. You don't put your clean clothes in where you just had your dirty clothes.
But wash your
all of a sudden
laundry
your clothes are
bags.
dirty again.
But it shouldn't have melted the thing on the laundry bag now.
I know, but I was like, everybody calm the fuck down.
So now you can't use that comforter thingy anymore?
I can't use the bag anymore because the rope is gone.
I'm trying to think
the comforter is scorched, and so I'm like, I need to buy a new one. So, but I still need it because
now was it scorched because the dryer burned the plastic, or was it scorched because the dryer was just too fucking hot?
A little from column A, a little from column B.
Okay, all right, copy that. Okay, okay. If I can give you one suggestion. Because, food waste is a thing. Everybody has the same sentiments. They buy a bunch of groceries. They order DoorDash that night because they're exhausted from getting groceries or whatever. So the other day, Noah was sick. And obviously I made...
Keep talking. I'm looking to see because I know I took more pictures from this restaurant.
If I see this Basquiat crown on one more thing. So she was sick. So I made soup. I made, chicken noodle soup. From scratch with stock and all of that. And then I made myself some broccoli cheddar soup because I was craving some broccoli cheddar soup. So I made some homemade broccoli cheddar soup, which I should give you all the recipe for. It's quite easy, but it was delicious. And then I got into a groove, right? I was like, okay, I have been drained to death. This eclipse invigorated me in a way. Shout out to you, Aries season. So then I was like, she's sick. I'm going to mix some sea moss gel. So I soaked some sea moss.
I've heard of this sea moss gel situation. I just never really engaged.
Oh, it's fantastic. First of all, sea moss has let's say I'm making up a number. Let's say your body needs 110 nutrients, right? Found in different things. Sea moss gel has 93 of them. It's so nutritious. So I always buy.
What do I eat it? Do I rub it on something?
So I buy it from the health food store. It's dried. You have to clean it because it's got sand and stuff. So you put it in a colander or whatever, and you want to make sure that you're rinsing. Once you get all of that out of there, then you want to put it in a airtight container and fill it up with water. Cover the sea moss with you want to use distilled water, filtered water, and then you let that sit overnight, 24 hours. 24 hours you let it sit.
So you get the sea moss, you buy the sea moss, you clean it, you put it with distilled water, which is important.
Yes.
And clean water, and then you let it congeal.
And then you let it congeal, you want the water to cover the sea moss, so you want to, and you could put, a good amount in there or whatever, and then you put the lid on that, put it in the fridge, 24 hours. So then once it's been 24 hours, you take it out. You put it in the blender. The water from the sea moss, you put the gel in the blender because now it's softened. The water from the sea moss gel, you don't want to throw out because it also has so many nutrients in it. So what I do is I take the sea moss water and I put it in a container, label it, and I'll use that for soup or smoothies or what have you. I just keep it for something on deck, because sea moss, it has a faint sea taste, not fishy, not fish, but like sea. But whatever you mix it with, it takes on the flavor of that. Like it's pretty much flavorless. So I take the gel and I blend it up, and I always add a fruit. So you could just blend it and just have straight up and down gel, but I blended mine with fruit. So sometimes strawberries. This time I did mango, and I had some oranges that were getting ready to go bad. So I blended up with some orange and some mango, and made an orange mango sea moss gel, and put that in the fridge, and it keeps for 30 days in the fridge. And otherwise you can freeze it. You can do it in those soup cups you said, or you can put it in a jar.
So, am I supposed to eat this or consume this every day?
Yeah, you should
Like,
take some sea moss gel every day. It's really, really good for you. I'll put it in smoothies. Sometimes I'll just take, a couple tablespoons of it. It's just really good for you.
I got that CMOS, baby, call me a CMOS, baby. Do that body good like CMOS, baby. I'm a leader, I'ma take you to the treetop, baby. I care about your health, did you hydrate lately? I got that CMOS, baby, call me a CMOS, baby. Do that body good like CMOS, baby. I'm a leader, I'ma take you to the treetop, baby.
Because I see they sell it downstairs of the Montana.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, I see, and I see the white women pick it up all the time, and so I'm like, I don't,
Yes, of course, yes they do.
You know.
It's really good for, obviously, niggas in the Caribbean and so forth have been doing this for years and years and years. So it's really good for just like keeping your immune system up, making sure your body has the nutrients that it needs. And it's a very easy part of a daily routine. And it's like once a week preparation, not even once a week preparation, because I made some and I have enough batches for I guess I have enough to last me for the next 30 days. I don't really want to freeze it. I usually would just make a fresh batch, because you don't need a whole lot. It stretches and makes a good amount. And then, like I was saying, the whole point of me telling you about this was label the things that you make, and put your date on them. That's what you do in a professional kitchen, because when you label and put the date on stuff, you're able to keep a track of, because we lose a track of food in the fridge. If we're being honest, we lose a track of food all the time.
Absolutely.
So when you label it and you date it, when you make stuff, it keeps you accountable for when you made your food. You're like, okay, I don't have to be testing when this went bad. And then I'm good for putting stuff in the freezer once I've labeled it too, like soups. And portioning those out and putting them in there. I usually use quart containers or whatever to put them in the freezer so that I can pull it out when I need. So we're cutting down on food waste. But I find labeling stuff is just so helpful.
No, I agree. I also, because I buy in bulk, and so I take it out the package, and I get all my proteins from Costco. It's a little pricier, but the meat is better.
The meat is a good quality. It's better quality. And the bird flu is, the bird flu is going around. So
yeah,
which is affecting the beef too.
Yes, which explains why this grocery bill was a little higher than usual. But I will take it out the package, and I'll individually wrap each steak with parchment paper, and then I'll put it in wrap it in saran wrap, and I put it in its own little sandwich baggie, because to prevent freezer burn, because I don't have a vacuum sealer.
Yep.
I need to buy one, but
I have one.
Hood hack. I learned from this heifer on Instagram. He was like, wrap and put it in a sandwich bag before you put it in the big Ziploc bag, because that way you can individually wrap it and control your portions, and also ensure that you don't get freezer burn or frost burn on the protein. I also freeze rice as well in the little super cubes, because this little Asian heifer that I follow on Instagram, she said, because they were talking about how this fried rice thing, how you store your rice, people will die and get sick or whatever the fuck. She was like, I'm a nutritionist and I'm Asian. I know how to do this. And so she did the whole thing with the super cube. She let it cool, and then she put it in the super cube, so that she was like, I have to have rice with every meal, because why wouldn't you? And she was like, all I just have to do is just put an ice cube when I'm defrosting it or put it in the microwave 3 minutes and bang.
Interesting.
Done. I was like, okay. And I mean, it makes sense because like there was a time where I used to buy the rice from Trader Joe's, the frozen ones. And I realized like, girl, get a rice cooker.
Okay, first of all, I just want to tell you, even in culinary school, niggas love a rice cooker, okay? Rice cookers.
Really? Yeah, no one has time to do rice. Like,
let me
that's a
tell
lot
you,
of
the
guesstimating.
cultures that consume rice the most, i.e. the Asian culture, and that's across the board, whether you're East Asian or whatever, rice cookers. Swear by them.
Les supermarchés chinois n'en manquent pas de ça, de rice cooker.
They love rice cookers, and
who has the time?
And I love a rice cooker. I don't own a rice cooker, if I'm being honest with you. That's also been on my list for like a while, but I'm trying to do better about not just buying stuff. You know what I'm saying? And like, I have so many really good pots that I don't, and I know how to cook rice. So it's just going to be like a gift for myself whenever I do. And I want to make sure I get like a really good one. I'm like, no, give me something the Koreans use. You know what I'm saying? Like, get me a real good rice cooker if I'm going to get a rice cooker. So, one thing I will tell you all, do not waste your motherfucking money on are those Caraway pots and pans.
Oh my gosh. I wish I could show you because it's disgusting what that pan looks like now. Like the pots are fine.
Yeah, the pots are fine.
The pots are fine, but that saute pan, and I loved it because it's so big and so like big.
No, let me tell you something. You would do yourself much better. People are like, what kind of people really stew and fret over what kind of pots and pans to buy. The best pots and pans, honestly, are stainless steel.
All-clad.
Yeah, all-clad is
affordable.
Yes, all-clad is fantastic, like for a brand name, but stainless steel pots and pans in general. Stainless steel, cast iron, coated cast iron Dutch ovens. Those are my 3 favorite things to cook with. And then obviously I have like stainless steel stock pots and things like that, but stainless steel, Dutch ovens, and cast iron are my 3 favorite things. And then I have like a little non-stick hex situation for like eggs. You know what I'm saying?
I really want a hex one. Like, I'm gonna be honest, the best pan I have right now I got from Target.
I'm not mad.
The Figment brand is fabulous.
Okay.
I love the Figment. They overhauled their kitchen items. And it's really cute. But I was like, I needed a pan because I was sick of, because the Caraway, whatever the fuck we got, it's non-stick my ass. It's the coating is worn off. It's fucked up. It sucks.
Yeah.
And you can't use high heat on it, which I think is ridiculous. It's
I
like
learned that
medium low.
way later, and I was like, what the fuck is the point of a pan? Oh, that irritated me. I should be able to cook at all temperatures. Yeah.
Right. But anywho, Figment, they have a great pan set. You can use high heat, and it's non-stick, and it doesn't have that coating that's gonna kill you and give you an extra titty.
That's another.
You know. You know. But I too, I'm like, cast iron and then coated cast iron with the Dutch ovens, which you don't have to worry about getting.
Thank you.
Le Creuset.
That was my next point. You do not have to worry about that at all.
Yeah, you can get good quality ones down to the what is it, Cost Plus World Market.
Market.
You can even go down
Marshalls,
to the Ross,
Home Good.
Yeah,
Ross.
My Dutch oven was $45.
You could check online.
It's because it was huge.
See, I have like, so that how we had that big Caraway one. I have a big shallow Dutch oven frying pan that also has a lid. I have, more of like a stock situation. I have the big Le Creuset that I stole from my old job. Plotted on that thing.
Not mad at it.
Oh, I plotted on it for years. Do you hear me? and I have me a big like 10-quart fucking Le Creuset that I call Adele. That's what I named it at the time, because it was big and white, and she could motherfucking sing when I used her. So I have that, but I have Dutch ovens from World Market. I have some from World Market. I have them from Home Goods. Like, you can find them, and they're just not necessarily. The Le Creuset is a brand popularized by Julia Childs. And maybe they have like one element of being better, but honestly, I don't notice the difference between any of mine. I just know that I love them all for the various reasons that I have them. I got the mini ones if I want to make me a little garlic confit or personalized like pot pies or whatever. And then I got the big joints. Like, they're just the best thing. And then cast iron. We've been cooking with a people with cast iron for so long. Okay.
Yeah. You can get one. The Lodge is a great brand. They have them down at the Target.
I feel like
the
Lodge
Wally
makes
World,
some Dutch ovens too.
They do.
Mhm.
I actually have one thing everybody should has is a grill pan. I have a cast iron grill pan that I just used today. To make this fabulous ribeye for breakfast.
I have one. It's so tedious to clean because it's so big.
I know, but the dog likes the grill mark. You know what I mean? like I need to pretend I'm at Sizzler.
No, I feel you.
And because I have reduced ordering out by like 80%.
Yeah.
Like I had to look at my bank account. I was like, girl, you got a lot of money in here. It's like, well, girls, because you don't go out and you don't order anything.
Hello.
But that wasn't really the point. I was tired of getting sick from eating out. And getting bad food.
Yeah. Just not good.
So I've just learned to cook at home.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, I need the utensils to help me get restaurant quality at home. And I've got the Lodge grill pan down at Cost Plus. It was $20.
See, I love the World Market. Let me tell you, I love the World Market. Oh,
and I'm a part of their little rewards thing. So I had a little coupon.
Okay.
You
also, another pan that I love, and I feel like it's made out of aluminum, but it is just the OG. It's perfect for cooking rice, for cooking, stews and whatever. Even though I do a lot of that in Dutch oven, but I have always a caldero. I keep a caldero in the crib. A caldero is it's like the perfect shape for making a proper rice. It's a big Latin pot that you get from a Latin store. And it is just amazing for all of your guisados, your arroz y gandules, your arroz y pollo, whatever. Like, it's just a perfect pot. So I do always keep a caldero, but my preference is
I don't own one of those. I guess I should, because I could just get one because again, across the street next to the laundromat that I'm banned from now,
you know what I'm saying,
is Latin market.
You got to specifically go to the mercado.
Well, it's a Filipino market, which
they might have a colored ethnic people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. I need to get one.
I'm trying to think what else. People get real hung up on knives. You don't need the most expensive knife. You know what I'm saying? You want to get you just
don't put it in the dishwasher.
Don't put it in the dishwasher. When you wash it, dry it immediately. And sharpen them. Make sure you're sharpening your knives every now and again. Get your little sharpener. And after you sharpen your knife, make sure you wash it and you dry it as well, because you will have little steel shard bits in your food. So you want to always make sure you wash your knife after you sharpen it. But you want to sharpen your knives. That's really what's going to give you the best cut. The worst kind of cut is from a dull knife. And it makes your job so much harder. You'll notice how much smoother it is if you just sharpen the knives that you have when you're cooking. So
yeah,
that's a tip I definitely think that would be helpful. I got mason jars also and a labeler for my spices, so that I can keep a track of, because I cook so much and I cook with so many different things. I keep them in the mason jars with the labels now, and it's just made my life so much easier. and locating what I need in the cabinet.
That's a smart idea. Especially you could put the dates on when they expire, because spices do expire, friends.
They do. I give them a grace period, but they do expire.
Oh, see, they do expire.
I did finally get rid of my ancestral bottle of Lowry's, though, that was in my cabinet. They said we don't need that. I never used it, but it would just sit up there.
Yeah, I got rid of mine not too long ago
Yeah.
because I don't use it.
No.
It's kosher salt and crushed black pepper here. So
Yeah, you throw some paprika in that bitch, some garlic powder. It's nothing but your normal mix of things without, the extra.
just without the sugar.
without the cancer. Like, that's all. It's just that's the difference.
Yeah. I think we've talked their heads off today.
Yeah, we've chatted.
Yeah.
May not have been the most humorous episode, but we had good conversation.
Did. You know what? Tune in down to the Patreon where we have other shit available for you to enjoy and consume. And until next time, friends. Bye.
Bye.
Yes,